Good morning, ladies.
How's everyone this morning?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Has anyone tried the new Juneberry Summer Red Bull? Thing's delicious.
So calls on Coke? Or is Red Bull private?
Red Bull is private, I believe. Owned by some German dude and co-owned by the guy in Thailand that invented Red Bull. And if you've ever had the Thailand Red Bull that comes in these little glass bottles, you can feel that one in your eyeballs. It's pretty special.
Oh yeah. All the tuk-tuk drivers are on it. Alright, so I guess we can run down the economic news. What's today? The 8th? Nothing special. There is a loan officer survey that's coming out at 2 o'clock. It's a survey of the large banks and branches of foreign banks about the changes in standards in terms of the bank's lending policies. So, hypothetically, it could be an indicator of the amount of lending that went up. I doubt.
Hey, can you unmute Mask? Apparently he's perma-muted.
He's been
There we go.
There he is.
Ah, it feels so good to be back. You have no idea. And I have tart astrology for the people. The first day back, the first day I'm able to do tart astrology, we have a fucking moon, ladies and gentlemen. Bullish signals on the day. You know it.
Thank you for sharing. Bullish signals where specifically?
Oh, this would be the SPY probably. Just the all-around market. Well, I mean, personally, it would probably be my portfolio. So my portfolio is going to end green today, but usually that means the SPY. If Tart astrology usually follows either the SPY or Bitcoin.
Yeah, those Thai Red Bulls are no joke. Who else has plays to share?
I'm just holding my puts for regional banking plays. I've had them for a couple weeks. NYCB puts, $10 strike price, I believe. Pac West, FHN. So hopefully the banks will go back down, but it's weird. I think the market's being manipulated since Friday for the banks to stay green. We'll see how long that lasts.
That reminds me, I really need to get onto the Russell 2000 due diligence. Been dealing with Noah all weekend.
So, update on Wall. I know you guys heard that I went into Wall, and then I went down bigly another day. However, it had a W-shaped recovery, and I ended up in the money on my calls on Wall. And I ended up actually selling them for profit yesterday. Last trading day, Friday. So that was that. And I'm out of Wall. And now I'm just looking at all these banks, and I'm just thinking that's the last time I buy calls on a regional bank. Because so they're not looking so high.
I'm glad you made money there, Marvel.
Had I doubled down like I was joking about, it would have been a multi-bagger. But I was joking the next day when it went down like 30%. Then it went down like another 30. And the second day I was like, I should double down, and I didn't do it. Had I done it, it would have been, I think, close to an 8-bagger. But I did not. So I'm looking at a stock called Hua, Huya, Hua. They're like the Netflix of China. They're also sort of like the Twitch of China. They're somewhere like in between. They do have like actual shows. They also stream a lot of video game playing, like sort of Twitch style. This is one of only 2 Chinese securities that I've traded over the last year. The other being Tal Education Group, TAL. The ticker here again is Hua, Huya. If you can stomach investing in a Chinese stock, which I know is incredibly risky, and I know it's, sometimes they just lie about shit. I mean, just straight up, they just lie. But if you can stomach that and that risk, Hua has quite the amazing balance sheet right now, and they're looking like a pretty good value play. I'm not going to lie. It's not really normally my thing, but I could just see a lot of upsies in their near future.
I know you said Netflix and Twitch, but isn't that kind of YouTube? Because since they have gaming and movies and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. So, I mean, maybe it's fairer to call them the Chinese YouTube. But yeah, they're definitely growing in subscriber numbers, and they're definitely making money. That's for sure.
Is
If the balance
you-
sheet's to be done.
is YouTube not available in China? Because that could be competition.
A
I'm sure it's
watered down
restricted in
version of
some way.
YouTube is available in China.
That's what I figured.
It is, or is it? What did you say,
It is
Hardy?
A watered down version is available. That is to say,
Mm.
approved creators are allowed to be viewed in China.
Yeah, there's some people saying that the content's more Twitch-like. So, I mean, maybe it focuses a little bit more on gaming. But gaming is just huge in the Asian markets. So it makes sense that they would be doing well. Anyway, I'm looking at calls on this guy. We'll see what happens. RWT is also down below $6. This is traditionally where I load up on additional RWT shares. They pay a hella good dividend. They are a REIT. There are some, because of the way they're structured, their numbers don't always look very good compared to some of the other REITs. But I personally like them.
Separately, I'm looking at SQQQ and we're pretty much at all-time lows. So I'm selling puts probably 28 strike on SQQQ weeklies in anticipation of a major crash coming up. Or, well, a dipped dip, if that makes sense.
Isn't there more volume on TQQQ?
Well, the problem I have with TQQQ, one is it has lower volume, and two, it's hard to buy puts against it because the decay curve, the gamma curve against TQQQ is not as steep as it is for SQQQ.
Oh, good. Thanks for the explanation.
Or if you're
Corporate
feeling more
bonds
degenerate.
yielding. Oh, sorry, Hardy. Did you see the post on there from Lieben Leopard? Corporate bonds are yielding less than T-bills. That is insane.
Yeah, that's the whole idea behind the unrealized losses on pretty much all fixed income securities. Langda Tyagi, I calls on SQQQ, but I'm selling puts because the expectation is SQQQ will be sideways to slightly bullish. The only time I would buy calls on SQQQ is if I think a move is imminent, because the theta decay plus with the leverage is accelerated. So it's usually to your advantage to sell, or to sell puts. Yeah, looking at SQQQ May 12, 28 puts, if you were to sell them for 40 cents a share, you earn 1.4% after 4 days, which is pretty good. Because there will be things done on Uncle Hot Chocolate, it's entirely possible the market will be manipulated in some way to prevent any sort of rapid crash. And remember, a crash in the market is bullish for SQQQ.
And so that's a theta play, technically, right? What would be a more degen play in that regard?
By calls for June or mid-June after the FOMC announcement. No, the latest job numbers are legitimate. The reason why is because they go by unemployment claims. So if you consider the amount of severance that's been offered by the mostly tech-based layoffs, you realize that the unemployment numbers won't see any material change until June, July. Reporting for the month. Does that make sense, Leopard? I haven't looked at the chart recently. Are we there, Gamma Max? So Gamma Max for SPY, calculated as of last Friday, is 415. So unless there's a ridiculous amount of call buying, or something that forces the gamma of the SPY portfolio up, I don't think we're going to go much above 415 today. SPY generally doesn't close above Gamma Max, and when it does, it's an immediate short, because it's going right back down. Hello, Shark Sapphire. Good morning. You know, Blackfire, I think PayPal could go up and it could also go down. Or are you talking about the earnings report? Let's see, expectations are 110 a share earnings against 6.9 billion in revenue, and that represents, let's see, a small drop quarter over quarter, and then year over year. That represents a 25% gain in revenue, in earnings, and let's call it a 5% gain in revenue. Did PayPal announce layoffs yet? If they have, then flat to bearish. If they have not, bullish. The reason why is layoffs tend to be one of many tools that the boards have in their toolbox to artificially inflate the price of a stock, if only temporarily. Correct, Blackfire. If the layoff happened and then the earnings did not match what was expected, the price goes down. And because the layoffs had already been happened, it's hard for PayPal to announce another round of layoffs to push the price back up. Does that make sense? So if they still have that arrow in their quiver, you have to be careful buying puts, because they could announce, we're doing layoffs, and then stock goes up. I like them better than other banks, Eager Beaver. That's correct, Aquasoma. Apple does have that arrow in their quiver, along with a massive amount of cash, so they could do another round of share buybacks. Okay, so less bullish on PayPal, or rather, they have one less arrow to use to pump the price. Koala, I'd be surprised if Apple is doing any sort of equity offering instead of debt. Mainly because they have a massive amount of cash. I'm looking specifically at Carnival Cruise Line, ticker CCL. And I'm also looking at medium-term puts on MicroStrategy, medium-term being 4 to 6 months. The reason why, in Carnival's case, they're a Gamma Max, and well, we know how that goes. In MicroStrategy's case, Saylor and company appear to need to have to raise capital, and they're considering doing an equity raise. So while the market cap will stay the same, the number of shares will increase, which in turn decreases the share price, and therefore puts. So it'll be one of those moments when MicroStrategy is temporarily not correlated with Bitcoin. Wait, there's a WSB TV bingo?
It's just a joke.
Oh, okay. How about squeeze these nuts? Or what are other fun sayings?
Oh, you're gonna win if you say those.
Carnival Cruise Line is CCL, Pepe, Pau, whatever your name is.
Elliot's not here to say I digress, so I'll hit that one for him.
Russia's economy is becoming quite insular, so I'm not terribly concerned. Their black economy, on the other hand, seems to be doing quite well.
I stopped at a gas station and I forgot to buy gasoline and instead bought Red Bull. I'm an idiot.
Did you make it to where you were going?
No, I will have to stop at another gas station to buy gas.
That sounds cold.
That's fair. That's fair. So is anyone still bullish on regional banks at this stage?
I would imagine it's better to be bullish on the regional banking ETF because the banks that perform poorly will be removed from the ETF, and the remaining banks will absorb the poorly performed banks' business in a way, or allocation. Part of the downside of ETFs. Can't participate in the downside. If a ticker in an ETF goes bankrupt, there's an immediate rebalance, usually. I sell half on a double, Marvel. The goal is ideally to get my original capital back. I also don't hold. I try not to be more than 20% of the day's volume and 5% of the open interest. So, on a growing number of my plays, I have to do multiple strikes for the same expiration to have the same exposure. And separately, that's a different engineering challenge that I need to figure out how to calculate multiple contracts prices faster.
SpongeBob, I don't have any plays to discuss at the moment, but I'll inform you later.
I use the binomial option pricing model, Marvel, and it's quite computationally expensive. I'm out of the MGM play, whoever's asking. Zabby, I think? There was a better use of my capital. I'd be very careful buying puts against any bank, mainly because the IV is already elevated. So in addition to the price going down, it has to go down beyond the premium minus the strike price, or plus the strike price. Separately, if any apes have time, if you could please get a list of all the Russell 1000, 2000, and 3000 tickers, sort them uh, from July 1 to present, descending by the performance relative to the index. The ones that outperform the index and have high institutional ownership are good candidates for shorting and buying puts in anticipation of the Russell rebalancing coming in June. All the Russells rebalance in June. The announcement of the rebalances is coming over the next 4 weeks. I do not use the Black-Scholes model Marvel to price my options. I use the Black-Scholes model to calculate the implied volatility, from which I can then measure interest in options. I also use it at a portfolio level because it's a lot faster than using the binomial options pricing model. So think of it as an approximation that fails in an arbitrage situation.
My play for today, I'm gonna try to enter LLY Lily. There's some
Alright.
call option expiring in June.
What was ticker?
LLY Lily.
Rari 488. The reason why IV matters is because the other Greeks, Delta, Gamma, and Theta, are relatively fixed between the price of the option, the price of the underlying security, time to expiration. What's any excess premium or excess value is assigned to implied volatility. So an option with a high implied volatility implies there's a lot of excess value in the premium, which is usually good for shorting the contract. However, because markets are reasonably efficient, you have to understand under what context the IV is high. If it's high because of the earnings coming up, then you can use expected movement to sell inflated premium. If it's high because of an anticipated bankruptcy, maybe you hold off on selling because you may be forced to bag hold. Does that make sense? Also, Onion Dale, duly noted on the permit. I'm curious though, in the event the permit is rejected, does LVS have the ability to appeal or resubmit an application? Super Kush, you missed everything. You'll have to listen to the recording. What the hell are you talking about? No, fat. I mean, there wasn't much to see at the coronation. What was more entertaining was listening to my friends in the UK. No in and out plays, 23 moo. The only days I really do like intraday trading are FOMC announcements. Last time, a bunch of us I know made a good amount of money trading JPow's comments back and forth.
And also hearing Hardy watching it is like a fan watching the Super Bowl. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's one of the few times I get emotional. Yeah, real Loki or real Lock, you should probably learn how to calculate those indicators. Okay, Loki. You should learn how to calculate those indicators. Then you'll realize that MACD is so unbelievably slow that the price will have moved long before a signal is useful. The same goes for RSI. A lot of FinTalk, FinTwit, Finstagram, and FinTubers preach its its utility and of effectiveness. But if you really dig into the formula, it's basically the proportion of up candles versus down candles, normalized on a 0 to 100 scale. So indicators crossing levels look pretty and are easy to sell to an unknowing audience. Don't be the unknowing audience. The biggest indicators I use are ones that focus on the present. A good example is the gamma max and delta neutral price levels that I calculate daily using that day's options open interest. So it's much more reactive to the underlying price because it doesn't use historical data. And then on top of that, I look at sentiment, cash flow, time and sales data, level 2 books. Basically, the stuff I focus on as indicators, and I use the term very loosely, is stuff that reacts very quickly to changes in market sentiments. If I'm buying PacWest puts caps, I would buy the puts when no one else was talking about PacWest puts. So even if PacWest doesn't fail, I'll have made my money selling into the hysteria of people expecting PacWest to fail. Leopard, admittedly, I haven't really written a comprehensive tutorial, but if you read the thesis and other documentation I have on Half on a Double, I go over in greater detail how those indicators work, why they're useful, or rather why I think they're useful, and in what circumstances you can use them. Ride halfonadouble.com. Halfonadouble.com. I couldn't afford Hode. That domain is taken. Stipper, banks already do that, but it's not in their interest to charge more money for higher deposits. What they do instead is the largest clients, the ones with the most deposits, will have some of their insurance subsidized by the smaller deposits. Whoever's asking about the IV play, I'm waiting for GameStop to formally announce their earnings date. And when they formally announce the earnings date, I will buy a strangle, let's say a 20 delta strangle on GameStop, or maybe an at the money strangle. Let the price move and the IV increase between the earnings announcement and the actual earnings date. Sell the winning position to get my capital back, hopefully, and then keep the losing position through earnings on the off chance that the price reverses. DVN could go up, could go down. Akshay, it depends. You need to understand, you need to look at the chart against which that play was generated and see if the thesis is still true. Has the price moved far away from gamma max or delta neutral? Is the cross still valid? Is it crossing back? Those are the kind of things you need to assess, because remember, that play was made or was announced, or rather the data has changed since the play was announced.
Hardy, quick question about that earnings play. Was it a strangle or a straddle?
strangle both cases. You could do a straddle too, but that's a little capital inefficient.
Gotcha. So, quick question about the straddle. You said it should be a 20 delta, but what should be the difference in each leg? Does that make sense?
Each leg is 20 delta, so you look at what's 20 delta put and you look at what's 20 delta call. Those are the two strikes that make up your strangle.
Okay, got it.
But hold for the moment or stand down at the moment because GameStop has not formally announced their earnings date.
All right.
It's expected to be the first or second week of June, but has not been confirmed.
Gotcha. Thanks for that, Hadi.
Under Armour earnings May 9, so that's tomorrow morning before market open. Yeah, Mind Madness. I'm thinking about buying SQQQ May 19 2950 calls for 90 cents or less. We'll see if I get my price. Ah, that's right. Anita is at Disney World, so I need to ask her how crowded it is. A limit order is fine, Cap. Well, Disney already announced their layoffs. Ah, excellent. My grocery order should be here at 9:38.
Did you say you're gonna buy SKQ puts?
I'm buying SQQQ 29. Well, I'm putting in an order to buy May 19 SQQQ 2950 calls for 90 cents or less. That means I'm bearish on QQQ.
Yeah. Or did you said puts? I was kinda shocked.
Well, earlier I was selling puts on SQQQ, so I might do both. So sell the 28. Onion Dale, broadly speaking, I sell half on a double and then hold the rest until there's a better play. The same goes for when the trade is against me. Is there a better opportunity for the remaining capital? And I admit there aren't as many hard and fast rules in that particular part. I don't have a formulaic way that really has worked for me, or rather can beat my own discretion. Jay Bourbon doesn't rub just anybody, 23 Moon.
Free rubs.
So I just heard back from Anita. She's at Epcot at the moment, and it's not that crowded. So Disney Parks revenue may not be as high as expected. Hard to say what the rest of the Disney businesses would be like.
Why are you bearish Disney again, Hardy?
I'm not bearish on Disney, just bearish on the parks.
Okay.
Anita, my wife, is at Disney World at the moment at Epcot, and according to her, the parks are not full. I know it's Monday, Stripper, but there were other influencers who were complaining about weekday crowding in the parks. Same for the Reddit, and same for the Disboard forums. So the fact that it's not that crowded suggests the parks are past peak occupancy. Yeah, I saw some of the flower.
School's
flower
not out.
arrangements. Ah, market's open, everybody. All right, get this order in.
You don't think it'll get busy once school gets out?
Well, you mean summer vacation school gets out, or like for the day?
No, for Disney, like once school's out for summer vacation, you don't think Disney will pick up?
Well, that makes it seasonal, which does not affect the current quarter's report. That's correct, Boozy. I don't want to assume all Canadians are obsessed with maple syrup. It depends why the fuck. How are you buying into the earnings? Are you doing a straddle strangle, or are you doing directional play, some sort of spread? Because IV is one of three main components in an options price. Separately, can we start up an ETF and call it BBBY? Be fun to take advantage of some of the apes who are in Towel Stocks subreddit. I do not hold Bed Bath & Beyond. Incidentally, during the last run-up when Ryan Cohen was involved, I made a lot of money selling deep in the money covered calls, or doing buy rates on deep in the money covered calls.
It's time to throw in the towel.
Looks like QQQ is gonna go down without me. Oh well. Alright, my groceries should be arriving shortly, so I'm gonna go handle them first. Catch you all in sometime.
Trump.
Damn right, brother. Did I hear Trump?
Yo, let's get 23 mil.
What's the damn deal, bird? Motherfuckers halted top.
I'm just looking at end phase and might do something on Palantir because the options are cheap enough.
Where at?
They got earnings end phase, or sorry, Palantir. Fuck, they're mooning.
Were you getting options or puts on them? I'm in calls and puts.
I mean, calls seem to be the play on it, but it's up 5% right now. Actually, you should have known there's earnings today, bro. I thought that's what you were playing. It should have went out one more week. Let's see what it's going up before earnings. I'll do puts. Yeah, I really don't know what Palantir is going to report. And look at the 1 year, they're down 22%. I think the last earnings they spiked, if I recall. Yeah, it went from like $7 to 10. We're sitting in that $7 range again. What is it? TRUP? Is this like a Trump stock? True painting? More like Trump painting. Man, it's just down 12%. Head insurance. This should be worth millions then. Oh wait, it's $1 billion. Why are you guys bearish for Palantir? I'm curious. I just want to hear both sides.
Yo, Jay Bird, why don't you do me a solid and sell some of your DWAC? I need my put to print.
All the DWAC is mine, bro.
If there ever was a fucking bag holder stock, holy shit. It's been at fucking $12.90 for the past week.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be 100 soon, bro.
It's got like no volume. The average volume's 180,000. It's got like 11,000 volume. Still won't drop because all the fucking people that have it are bag holders.
Yeah,
Can't
some
bet
people
against Trump, brother.
right?
Yeah, brother, I'm shorting the shit out of Trump.
Whoa. So I kick
Voting
him off
for
stage?
Robert Kennedy Jr., baby.
So I kick off Diamond Hands off the stage, guys? Let me know in the chat.
Fucking boot him in the butthole.
He's short in DWAC. We can't have this.
Blasphemy.
That guy drinks Bud Light. Yes, Diamond Hands drinks tons of Bud Light, I've heard.
Yeah, I drink. What are those Bud Light seltzers or something?
Bud Light seltzer's even worse.
Yeah, that's the joke, bro.
Yeah, I know, that's what was funny. Drank bourbon.
Right.
Grow some chest hair, bro.
Holy shit, Palantir fucking is cheap as shit right now. You're gonna
I
do
know.
calls on Palantir?
Yeah, I'm looking at calls. Somebody mentioned Hardy had a play for June 16th, $8. But the super degenerate one that I was thinking of was the 519 $8.
I mean, it keeps bottoming at like 730, so it'll probably hit 8 here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem that degenerate if you're buying right. Just barely out of the money. Probably make something on it.
Yeah, that's why $8 makes sense. I'm just waiting until it cools off a little bit. Whether I hold into earnings, we'll see.
What are you holding on, Bird?
Nah, if I buy Palantir and if I hold into earnings.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't bought it yet.
I think I'm gonna hop out my fucking AMC plays today. I'm wait till 6.
All right, might enter those Palantir calls now. Either the June 16 Hardys or the 519 Bourbons.
Fuck. 1-1.
What you think? You think it'll?
I mean, I always err on the side of error and buy myself more time, but fuck. You want to make more money, right? Maybe 519.
Like, luckily, Palantir has earnings like on a Monday, which gives you that time to Friday, where it's not like super degenerate. But at the same time, yeah, you're fucked if it goes wrong. IV's at 91%, which isn't terrible, right? Can somebody look up the expected move or implied move?
You could do you could do a 519 in the money and a 519 $8 one. You know, do a straddle. Or a kind of a weird straddle, you know.
Yeah, they're cheap enough, right? I'm trying to find the expected move for Palantir. Let me try to get the list here, boys. %. All right. So, thank you, helpful. That was very helpful. Got it. But yeah, the Palantir expected move is 8%, either direction, of course. You would have to guess. 8% of its current valuation of $7. We'll put it what, like 9? Yeah, so $8.
Would be 70 cents, so 8% is 62 cents or some shit. So what is it at right now? Hold on, let me go back.
770.
Google.
So
Okay.
close to 9.
6 cents.
Yes. Yeah, sober.
I don't know. 9 seems kind of risky. Is there an 850 call?
No, I meant that if the stock is going to go close to $9, then buying the $8 for sure makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever's in that top play with me, shit's fucking
Is
paying
top
out.
still fucking moving?
Bro, yeah, I've been making like money literally every like if I don't find a play, I just throw it in top when it's like $11 or less, and every day it goes up at least fucking 15 to 20 bucks. So easily like fucking 200 bucks, 100 bucks a day or something like that, depending on how much you put.
Mm.
Yeah. I guess people using it like a small pump and dump every day. Bucket games. It's fucking pumping right now though. And now it's crashing. And
Sorry, guys. What stock was that? Sorry, guys. I didn't hear you.
Which one?
The one you were just talking about.
Oh,
Start
top.
from top. The top is going to be
EMP.
a nightmare to trade.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of just going in ready to lose money, but I mean, it's so if it goes under 10, I mean, it's a good buy because more than likely it shoots up $3 like right away, and then you can just pull out. But I tend to just hold it and then pull out at 20, do it all over again.
It's a Chinese trading and
All right. Palantir looks like a buy here shortly. I'm probably just gonna stick to calls, do a tiny little gamble. Hardy's 616 expiration for $8 has a lower IV, so that could be your safer bet there. If you want to be degenerate like myself, you do the weekly. Yeah, I'll list the play. These are two that are on the watch list. So, I mean, if Palantir loses the gains it just had this morning, and it goes back to $7.50, definitely load up. Otherwise, start buying some now. Either calls or puts, whatever you're feeling for earnings. But here's what's on my watch list. And there we go, boys. Palantir's creeping on the upward.
Nice. Better than buying that commie stock top.
Yeah, Palantir just went up 14 cents.
And bro, someone has to help the Chinese launder their money.
It's well be you, right, Mo?
Damn fucking rat, brother.
So people were talking about PayPal. Do they report? Let's see. Oh yeah, they report today too.
After hours today.
Yeah. Yeah. Could someone share the expected move for PayPal, please? So both PayPal and Palantir 8% helpful. All right, thank you. How's PayPal doing? Ooh, PayPal had a drop today. Friday had a massive gap up. Huh. Options are a little bit pricier on PayPal, but IV looks good. IV for PayPal and Palantir about the same. Premiums for Palantir cheaper for sure. And they both have an 8% implied move. Everything is 8%. Everything except for Trump. That's 100%. He's just become a weapon guy. Invest in Trump equities. We should promote this guy to top mod. Have y'all taking a look at Lemonade? I haven't looked at them in quite some time. I used to be extremely bullish on them. Oh wow, they recently pumped 35% last week. From 11 to 15. Yeah, if this stock is sitting around $10, certainly that. Looks like they beat earnings, which is good. Still losing money. This also is part of the pet insurance, but also home insurance and renter's insurance. There you go, Palantir, breaking high of day. see if it holds.
When's Palantir reporting?
What's that?
When's Palantir reporting?
Today after hours, as well as PayPal. Both have an expected move of about 8%. The IVs are quite similar. Weekend, 90%. IV for, like, let's say June is around 60 to 70%. And the 8% expected move, of course, is either up or down. You got to figure that part out.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. I know Hardy mentioned the June 16th Palantir calls for $8, which I like the $8 strike, even for a weekend. But the weekend one, of course, is riskier. Less time to recover if you're wrong.
Yeah.
Someone said life hack, mute bourbon.
Don't worry, I'm getting banned. This guy's clearly a liberal.
Damn liberals. Bud Light drinking liberals.
Fucking liberal propaganda.
Fucking stuff my pipe with a liberal and it's fucking smoking.
All right, Wally and the Nibbler. Come on up, bro.
I think we'd all love to hear the plays, Wally.
Yeah, Wally and Nibbler would like you guys to come up. Yeah, always the random shit odds. What's up, Jeff?
Not too much. Taking it easy this week. I'm just doing SPY puts 411 for the week and Carvana puts out into June. Got a lot of stuff going on this week, so I don't have as much time to manage as many positions as I'd like to. That and like wall going all the way up to like 28.
Yeah, that's crazy watching Wall.
If I was looking for a degenerate play, I would probably get puts on Nvidia.
Oh, wow. Super degen.
Yeah, like I said, if I was looking for a degen play to share, it'd probably be something like puts on Nvidia at around 282.5 to 277.5 for the week. Reason being, I think it rebounded a little bit too strong, so I think there's a little bit of room for a mean reversion. Because on the daily, it's still pretty high on the RSI. And on the weekly, it's well above it. So like I said, the puts on NVIDIA is a degen play, but could pay. I will add, I'm also shorting shares of NVIDIA.
Random stocks are pumping today, like Galactic, Virgin Galactic, Space, Ride. If anyone remembers Ride.
There's a good amount of indication of risk on in the market right now, which is kind of weird considering rates just went up.
Even Fubu fucking.
People are expecting this to be the last hike for a while.
People expected that to last like 3 times.
Not the smart people.
I didn't say us, but I did say people. There is an opportunity for Boyle playing the volatility on the last strike of May. So anybody who had got it at 30 when I last mentioned it could close for 5 profit right now even. But I still think there's more room for the volatility play. Oh wait, one sec. Yeah, it's sitting at 0.25 for the $3 strike. Last date on May. And again, that's just a volatility play. It's not actually to expect it to strike.
What's Apple doing right now?
Saving the S&P.
I think they're selling some cash secured puts on it. Get some shares.
Yeah, you'd probably end up with shares this week if you sold cash secured on it. It's sitting pretty flat right now. It's down like 20 cents. But it's doing a weird zigzag. So it's trying to gap back up.
Yeah, I mean, I think long term, their efforts in Asia might pay off pretty nicely. So I think I'm going to start accumulating more shares.
Yeah, I mean,
they're doing India, China. That gives them awesome exposure to BRICS and about a quarter of the population of the planet. And I guess India for Apple is an emerging market because they haven't saturated the market with their products yet the way they have in other places. So there's plenty of upside potential if the economy of India improves, which it should, considering it's part of BRICS. So I think it gives Apple positive exposure to long-term BRICS growth.
Yeah, I think long term bullish on Apple, but short term I think bearish right now.
So that's why I want to sell the cash secured puts and get paid to buy the stock.
I mean, I'm only playing Apple in shares, so I understand selling puts, getting more shares or cash.
Yep, same. I'm also on the lookout for other companies that are targeting India and Asia for their growth in the next couple of years. Wookie. Come here. Anyone here using Schwab?